We have more leaked images and marketing materials with just one day before the announcement. There should be no doubt over what's to be announced and how capable it is. One Sony insider told us that they believe Sony will likely push the Sony a7 IV until Q1, giving them more time to add more capabilities to make it more competitive to the R6 Mark III. And the R6 Mark III will be announced November the 6th at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 6 a.m. London time, 7 a.m. Central European Time, and early afternoon in Asia. We will cover the event live late Wednesday night starting at 11:45 p.m. with my expert guest panel. Click subscribe to see confirmation and validation behind most of what's been leaked. And please check to see if you're still subscribed. Some users report that they've been unsubscribed. Hi, I'm Simon, your relentless, dogged camera news reporter that likes to scan the news and rumor sites, pro forums, and patent applications so that you don't have to. And of course, all the emails that I get from you guys giving me insider information. Now, we were the first to break, thanks to your help, the announcement time for the Canon EOS R6 Mark III, and break many of the specifications. Today, I want to share with you what a retailer said about the Canon EOS R6 Mark III. Be the first to experience the R6 Mark III on November the 6th, coming soon at Allen Photo. Get ready to capture every moment with Canon's latest full-frame powerhouse. It appears that someone breached Canon's embargo, so a sternly worded email is likely on the way. But we have no doubt what's going to be announced. The Canon EOS R6 Mark III, along with the RF 45mm f1.2 STM. We also have this image of the leaked marketing material we told you about last week, courtesy of Mirrorless Rumors. Get ready to experience Canon's latest leap in imaging. The EOS R6 Mark III brings together unmatched speed, advanced autofocus, and stunning image quality. Equipped with a new generation sensor and Digic X processor, it delivers outstanding low-light performance, 4K video recording, and lightning-fast continuous shooting. With real-time subject tracking and improved image stabilization, the R6 Mark III ensures you never miss a moment where they're capturing action, portraits, or cinematic visuals. It's clear reading through the marketing speak that Canon sees the R6 Mark III as the leader in the segment, offering more photo and video capabilities than even the Nikon Z6 Mark III, and more than a match for the upcoming Sony a7 V. So much so that we heard from a Sony analyst that Sony will likely push the a7 V until Q1, giving them more time to add more capabilities to make it more competitive to the R6 Mark III. There are a few words that caught my attention: crisp 4K, outstanding low light, lightning-fast shooting, unmatched speed, stunning image quality. Canon Log 2 and 15 stops of dynamic range feed stunning image quality. The Canon C50, with a 32 megapixel full-frame sensor, matches up against crisp 4K and stunning image quality, as well as lightning-fast operation. This video isn't about introducing additional leaks, it's about confirming most of what we've already been told, removing those doubts that this, the R6 Mark III, well, is going to be the new king in the segment, eliminating any doubt of what's to be released, or the caliber of the capabilities that are associated with the Canon EOS R6 Mark III. Now, I am still chasing down US pricing and more details behind the continuous shooting, as well as video resolutions and frame rates. In case you've been hiding under a rug, well, let's go ahead and summarize the latest leaked specifications for the Canon EOS R6 Mark III. Now, if you've already heard these, well, then you're free to go ahead and skip ahead. Just join me on the live streaming. We probably will have another video coming out tomorrow. So in terms of specifications, it has the same sensor found in the C50 that was announced last month. So 34 or 32 megapixels, depending on what mode you're shooting in. It's also got the Canon EOS R5's, well, the R5 Mark II's autofocus system. And what I like about this, and you see this in the marketing materials, is they're talking about how effective it is. It's not just about the speed of the autofocus. It's about subject tracking. Now, there's no mention of a Digic accelerator, and based on that marketing materials, it should have been mentioned in there. So have they found a different way to provide what the R5 Mark II and the R1 got in a separate chip? Well, we'll just have to wait and see late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, depending on where in the world you are. Now, in terms of continuous shooting, again, based at 32 megapixels, we've got 40 frames per second. IBIS is improved to 6.5 stops. Now there's no mention as to what that is with certain lenses attached. And ISO, 64,000. I've mentioned this before that I'm not too sure about this number. It's a bit strange. And I got clobbered the other day saying, well, why didn't you mention that the Mark II has this? Well, because I cover off specifications in many videos and I don't always have time to point out all the, well, issues. As I said earlier, I really think that most of the specifications here are bang on. Could some of them be wrong? Definitely. But let's continue. So, one thing I was able to break is that this camera has dual card slots. But one of them is a CF Express Type B card slot, which is great news, especially with those new V4 cards. They're very fast, very cheap, cheaper per gigabyte than SD cards. The V4 cards I think are currently doing, I know the Angelbird maximum sustained write speed is 3.5 gigabytes per second. Sustained read maximum is about 3.7 gigabytes per second. Now the camera can't take advantage of this. No camera on the market can today. But if you have a V4 card, when it comes to offloading your content, twice the speed of a V3 card, which is something like 7 to 15 times faster than an SD card. Huge speed differences. They're so fast that you can actually transcode right on the card. So if you're shooting video and you want to convert to Apple ProRes, because that's one thing this camera doesn't have is Apple ProRes, well, then you can transcode on the card and you're not having to introduce additional transfer speeds. So outside of that, we have a full-size HDMI slot, port. We have Canon Log 3. We have Canon Log 2. We have OpenGate, all intra. Did I say OpenGate? I think I did say OpenGate. It needs to be mentioned twice or even 3 times. I'll say it again, OpenGate. That's a big deal. Now, this isn't something new. This has been around for decades. But when it comes to mirrorless cameras, yeah, it's relatively new. Now, Canon's not the first company to have it, but they're certainly not the last. I think Panasonic's had it for a while. We saw it with the C50, a firmware update for the C400. No mention on the R5 Mark II, but I'd be really surprised if we don't get a firmware update delivering it, unless Canon's saying, look, with the 2.5 years to go, it's going to go in the R5 Mark III. But Canon, if you're going to do it in the R5 Mark III, please give us, come on, I got to lay this down here. Dual CF Express Type B card slots. Put it in that camera. I don't care about the thermals. Engineer it properly. I don't care about an extra cost of $50. Put them in there. Dual recording to both card slots where we're not being slowed down by the SD card. Give us dual CF Express card slots on that camera. It's not going to take away sales from the R3 or the R1. They're in a completely different market. We'd really love to see that. Oh, catch my breath. Okay, so we have some other capabilities now. You ready? 7K RAW, DCI, and UHD. We get 4K time-lapse, but we also get time-lapse in Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080. We have XF AVCS and XF HEVCS and XF AVCS. Those stand for H.265 and H.264. That's standard industry cinema notation. And in terms of audio, well, we have 24-bit audio. It's not 32, but it's an up from 16-bit. And all this for a low, low price of €28.99. Well, relatively low. Now, shipping begins November the 20th, 2025, but we don't have a price yet on US. That's because, well, we don't have the price yet. Canon Rumors has said, well, maybe $28.99. I was predicting a price of between $26.99 and $28.99. Now, they could definitely go lower. Canon could surprise and go $24.99. The yen is still relatively weak, but we still have... See, there's something that is a little bit of an unknown. I'm not going to get into politics here, but just to give you an idea, heads up, there's I think a 10% tariff in the US. Prices haven't all gone up. Now, Sony raised their prices right away. Canon kind of held off. Nikon kind of held off. But we still have that baked in there. Now, there is a decision going before the US Supreme Court that could invalidate these, and if that was the case, that could effectively change pricing. But for the announcement date, which is Thursday morning at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, that's Toronto and New York time, we're looking at a price of approximately between $26.99 and $28.99, and I'm hoping by tomorrow to have that price for you. Now again, most of these specifications that I just talked about have been validated with all but a few, and that ISO 64000 is one of them that I'm not too sure about. Now, we'll know for sure at 1 a.m. Thursday morning. So join us late Wednesday night at 11:45 p.m. or 23:45 for live coverage with our expert guest panel. Now, This time around, I'm not going to tell you their names, but I'm going to tell you we have a director of photography. So when it comes to video, we've got you covered there. And we also have a hybrid shooter, a Canon real estate. Well, I shouldn't say he's a Canon real estate photographer, but he shoots with Canon. He's a real estate photographer, a real estate agent. And I also have a Nikon photographer, a Nikon shooter. And so this should give us a more of a balanced approach, because the whole point of the guest panel is to give you 4 different viewpoints into this camera. So we've got the latest leak specifications. This gives us an idea of what Canon's aiming at the marketplace, but also who are they aiming it at? So as photographers, videographers, well, that's what this expert guest panel is to do. If you're on the edge, ready to pre-order, this will really help you kind of narrow down that, yes, this is 100% for you, or no, it isn't. But one thing, if you're on the fence, I highly recommend pre-ordering, noticing the shipping date, and then spend a week or 2 looking at the specifications and watching the videos. And if you still feel it's for you, go ahead. If not, cancel. If you wait a couple of weeks, I get a sense this one's going to fly off the shelves, and we'll probably see this camera on Canon's apologies for not shipping products page. Yes, it's a real page, and yes, it does get updated regularly. It's good to see that not a lot of cameras and lenses are on it currently. And if you are interested in buying, pre-ordering the Canon EOS R6 Mark III, then please consider using my smart pre-order links down below. We get a small commission back that helps keep the lights on without costing you a single cent. Same price as buying anywhere else. Now we have links. Sorry guys. A thought just came into my head. One of those silly things. You remember those pop-up videos from Much Music in the early days? They'd show music videos and have pop-ups. That's kind of what I had. So anyhow, we have links for B&H and Adorama in the United States, and Wex Photo and Video in the United Kingdom. And in Europe, we have Photocall. Thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow when we release additional information about Canon's upcoming announcement. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye now. One other thing too, I want to say a special thanks to my viewers. I really do appreciate your support. I don't always get a chance to read most of the comments, but especially those comments where we get some negative ones just saying, why do you keep doing this? Why don't you wait for it to come out? I know you get it. The whole purpose of this channel is all the build-up leading to the announcement, talking about the latest news and rumors. And one thing where we find the greatest excitement is what I call water cooler talk. What's coming out? What will it do for us? How good it will be? And then the live streams kind of take us from the imaginary, the leaked, the rumors, to the real, the tangible, where we can buy it and have it within a few weeks. So I do appreciate your support. I don't always respond to all the comments, but thank you. Have yourself a great day. And if you're going to be in Toronto for Profusion, it's a free trade show. It's on Wednesday and Thursday this week. I'll be there Thursday all day, starting as soon as they open. Don't be surprised if I'm first in line with my son, because this is the closest trade show, and it's free. It's easy to get there. I take the train in, so it's like $10 to take the train, $11, and I get to attend the trade show, which is not far from the train station. And even if it's cold, I don't even have to take a coat. Hop on the train lets you off from the station, then you go onto the path, and the path takes you directly to the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything there. And one of the companies apparently is having a presentation, an announcement. I think they're going to be talking about the Canon EOS R6 Mark III. So again, thank you for your support.